Happy Easter! It's Sunday, April 17, 2022. And it's Easter Sunday today. I'm working it. But you know, why not? Because it's a special one here in the year 2022. Ramadan, Easter, and the Passover, which are three important religious days for the Muslims, Christians, and Jews. Ironically enough, they all fall into sync in the same day today. Now, over in Israel, at Palestine, there's a conflict going on over there, or at least there was yesterday. I don't know if it's today on Easter Sunday. I'm hoping it's not. But if it is, we all can pretty much see why. It's because of the people that are saying accusations and horrible things towards people, different types of people, different organizations and such, different beliefs, religions. You know, it happens. It happens. And it all starts with people that want to do nothing but hate. And they make these false accusations about everything. Here in America, we've got that. Oh my God. It's destroying America. That's going to be the title of this subject for this issue today. It's homosexuality. That's what's destroying America. You know, so, you know, they're influencing everybody and writing books and stuff and saying it's okay to be gay and okay, no to everything following under the influence aside from the fact that there's no actual influencing power that they have. You know, it's all about choice when it comes to exploring these things, unless you're actually born homosexual. You know, you shouldn't even. I know I'm a Christian. I know I'm straight. Homosexuality, it's not my world. What in the world would I be doing getting under the influence of somebody after watching To Wong Fu? You know, thanks for everything. Love that chick from Batgirl, Batwoman. You know, no, there's never been a time where I wanted to put on a dress. So what? The opposition is wrong? Yeah, the opposition is wrong. You know who you are. People know who they are. To be confused is to say that you just want to go down on a guy. That's all that it says. But everybody believes, you know, there's a large majority of people out there. They believe it. They believe that homosexuality is a bad influence, and it's what's destroying America. Hold on. What happened to immigrants? Was it immigrants destroying America? You know, they're taking our jobs. They're banging our girls. They're raping and passing drugs. What happened to immigrants? You know, how are homosexuals the bad? How is homosexuals a bad thing? You know, when there's a bunch of immigrants out here. You know, that technically illegals that are trafficking. You know, yeah, they're really bad. Crossing here, trespassing illegally is a misdemeanor. It's not really a destruction of America. Trafficking weapons and drugs as well. Now that's pretty bad. But of course we all know that it's not just immigrants that are doing it, you know? But there's so much hate for this. So does this mean the opposition is hating for nothing? Yeah. Yeah. That's pretty much it. They're hating immigrants for no damn good reason. Because the rest of them are asylum seekers. And asylum seekers are going through the vetting process. You know, the slow-ass vetting process and all this stuff that's never getting anything done. But there's this huge thing that immigrants are destroying America and all this other stuff. They've got this. They're seeping in, and they're undertaking, and they're creeping around and stealing and all this stuff, and they're destroying America. Hold on. What happened to abortion? I could have sworn everybody was saying abortion was illegal, and that it was destroying America, that it was this horrible thing of taking life from out of a womb, and that it's not godly. Okay, despite the fact that technically abortion was created by Christians who believed that up until the woman experienced the quickening, which is feeling life inside of her, the baby could be aborted. The fetus could be aborted. The fetus, the fetus, I think. The fetus could be aborted. Up until the time that the woman actually feels life inside of her. That was the sign that the baby is actual life. And everybody's saying, well, modern day technologies can help you detect that life. Well, modern day technologies can help you detect the fetus, sure. But it's not necessarily a life until it's actually in symbiotic link with the woman. That's with the host. Yeah. But everybody on a stack of Bibles swears that it's evil, it's antichrist. And again, this was Christian law. Okay? Which led to saving countless of lives since that time. How do you think everybody... Christianity is only two millennia old. Okay? It's only been around for 2 millennia. And yet it's one of the strongest religions out there. It's my religion. It's one of the strongest religions that holds a strong power and a belief structure and all that stuff. How do you think it got that way? Abortion was one of those methods. It wasn't just breeding. You could breed, what would be the point of you breeding a bunch of dumbasses? No, you had to breed the strong, the healthy, and you had to make sure that the woman that was doing the birthing was healthy enough and that it wasn't going to take her life or just be a complete waste of time by giving birth to a baby that wasn't ready and that would, die just about a month later. It didn't make any sense. It didn't make any sense. But an abortion process did. It helped to balance things out. It helped with the breeding. Some women, they could be ready, but they're biologically not ready to give birth to a baby. And we found this out the hard way through many times. Christianity was on top of it. Christianity was on top of it. It wasn't until the 1800s that it was declared. And it was done by some bigoted douchebag in the church that spread that hate throughout the church since that time. I forgot his name. But if you scroll back through some of my early episodes concerning abortion, it'll be on the title where I'll be giving the full-fledged history of it. And yet still, even though you can look it up, I'm a rideshare driver. All I did was look it up and I found out the truth, the factual truth, that this was a Christian-run thing. It's irrelevant to a lot of people out there, especially the people who think they know what God is all about. And they swore on a stack of Bibles that it was destroying America. It was just absolutely destroying America. Hold on. What about the supporting Ukraine? Going against Russia. Everybody out here is saying that our country is being destroyed because Biden wants to support the Ukraine. A bunch of money's being tossed out there and we're losing it. Because and then like the accusation that the opposition to Biden has, or at least this cause, is a bunch of money is being lost because Biden loves Putin. which makes no sense. However, people are swearing on a stack of Bibles that not acknowledging Russia's bad deeds is what's best for our country. If we keep looking at what Putin is doing, it'll destroy America. Hold on. What happened to communism? You know, because that's what Russian does. You know, that's what Russian is. That's what China is. You know, communism was supposed to be the huge thing as far back as the 80s when I was a kid. If memory serves, yeah. I mean, communism this, communism that. And here's the weird thing. That's actually more profit for companies. You know, despite the fact that we, the people, are actually pulling a lot of money out supporting Ukraine while going through our job losses and all this good stuff. There were people that are still making money off of that. I gave a segment on that, on which companies are still supporting Russia and which aren't. Especially once the sanctions started to come in. You know. But everybody can swear on a stack of Bibles that communism, everyone's a communist for being able to see through the price gouging BS. Yeah, everything's going up and all this stuff. If you're not hating what the opposition is hating, then you're a communist with them, and it's got nothing to do with corporations and everybody else banking off of this, banking off of communism. You know, because communism has always been a very restrictive at pay and classification type of method. Okay, books and movies were made out of this. 1984 comes to mind by Orson Welles. 1984. You know, freedom is being able to say 2 and 2 is 4. You know. How many fingers do you see? No, you're seeing 5. For those of you that seen the movie or read the book, you know what I'm talking about. Freedom is being able to say 2 + 2 is 4. But you know, people on a stack of Bibles wasn't talking about Ukraine, wasn't talking about abortion, wasn't talking about immigrants, wasn't talking about homosexuality. No, it was communism. Communism was destroying America. Hold on. Speaking of communism, wasn't China the main threat? Right? China was supposed to be the main threat. Okay? We won the Cold War. Okay? We beat the Russians. We won the Cold War back in the 1990s. You know? China was the big threat. China, with their 2 billion people, right? 6 billion, 4 billion people population count back in the early 2000s. They were larger in population, the largest population, so they had to be the ones that guilty, the evil. They're with the CCP and the Chinese Communist Party and everything. Everything's all China and their corporations and their greed and the way they passed over COVID and the pollution and the enslavement and the corruption. So what? What? Asian hate turned out to be a bad idea? Yes, actually it did. Because if you remember why I posted the Stop Hating the Asians segment way back half a year ago, I think. Half a year ago or early this year, I can't remember. I was pointing out all the Chinese people that were ratting out the CCP. They were ratting out the CCP, exposing them for the stuff that the Wuhan laboratories that the CCP was operating. The CCP was operating, the Chinese Communist Party. I was ratting out. I was talking about the scientists that were ratting them out, the people that were being good Samaritans, noticing contaminated food in the shipping industry, you know, that were ratting out. I also pointed out those that are now in hiding. And unfortunately, it's only like about 2, maybe 3 scientists that are now in the witness protection program or witness protection scheme in the UK. Because they're the ones that exposed the CCP's release of the COVID in America and in the UK. And they were demanded to be extradited, to be sent. The CCP demanded that they be extradited back to China to report all that. They had to take all the evidence with them and take them to them. Thankfully, the 2 to 3 professors smartened up and said, "Oh, hell no," and they took off, and now they're under witness protection somewhere up here in the somewhere out here in the West. So hating Asians turns out to be a bad idea. Yeah, it turns out to be a very bad idea, because it was Chinese Communist Party that was responsible for COVID. It was Chinese Communist Party that's responsible for all the crap deal trades, bullshit loopholes that every trading company has to go through. China wasn't even innovative enough to start up a lot of these harbors around Europe and around the UK and around South America. But once they moved in, they came up with the most god-awful treatment to their workers, and all the way back to the factories where they're virtually enslaved. And for the past 2 decades, maybe a little bit longer, but for the most part, for the past 2 decades, you know, the World Health Organization and all these people that are for pro-civil rights and stuff, they're saying, China, why don't you stop doing this garbage that you're doing to people? And China, for the longest time, had that one little angle saying, look, do you want your product or don't you? Because we're delivering it. And so they made these little vague promises. Okay, we'll see what we can do about this stuff. And they never did. Millions to billions, up to $1 trillion throughout the past 2 decades. Sorry, 2 decades. Started to be profit, started to grow big. All the way up to about $1 trillion a year. That's some serious money. And it left us here in the West and all of the people of NATO and all them to just do nothing but bitch, cry, and complain about the crap that China was doing. And they were getting richer themselves, which meant, you know, they could financially, well, supposedly, conspiracy theory-wise, they could financially face us up against the war. So everybody on a stack of Bibles said that it wasn't so much communism, that it wasn't so much Russia, that it wasn't so much abortion, it wasn't so much immigrants, it wasn't so much the homosexuals. It was China. It was China that was going to destroy America. Hold on. What happened to Antifa? You remember Antifa? Antifa, 99%, X lives matters, you know, whether it be blue lives, black lives, all lives, no lives, the Me Too movement, the woke. What about the SJW, the social justice warrior people? They were the ones that are like, women having power, political power, the power, lawyers, all this other shit. How dare they? Antifa, anti-fascist. Who the hell are they to talk about fascists? You know, Black Lives Matters too. Black Lives Matters. Oh, the race card. 99%. What? Nobody's telling you to be poor. You know, all this crap going on. All this crap. So civil rights suppressors, civil rights suppressors, they're nobody but douchebags or something? Yes. Yeah. Yeah, all suppressors, all civil rights deniers, all people that have to make the ordinary, regular us folk, all of us folk, we're all fucking bad people, and you who are denying us our civil rights and decent pay and health care and everything that we appall against fascism and social justice. Yeah, all of you that hate that, you're nothing but oppressors, and you're nothing but douchebags. But every single one of those suppressors, every single one of those rights deniers, every single one of these people that wanted equality abolished, they swear on a stack of Bibles that it was Antifa. Antifa is destroying America. Hold on. What happened to Hillary? No. Yeah, what happened to Hillary? You know, the emails. Oh my gosh. The emails. She with a bunch of Democrats who lost and destroyed them at an embassy that was being attacked in a riot. 4 lives. 4 lives were taken. Okay? 4 lives were taken. Our socials, they died while protecting our country's security over there. Especially with those emails being destroyed or just plain disappeared. You know? So that was an act of heroism. But everybody who's in opposition says on a stack of Bibles that Hillary, it was Hillary. Hillary's destroying America. Hold on. What happened to Colin Kaepernick? I remember Colin Kaepernick taking a knee against police brutality at his game, at one of his games, you know, while everybody else is saying, you know, blue lives matter, blue lives matter. Well, yeah, blue lives matter. But Kaepernick just wanted the brutality to stop. He wanted the police to just stop, you know, attacking people, defenseless people, or certain people, be it out of whatever class of society they were, or what skin color they were. And his taking a knee was considered this influence for everybody to stand up against cops, to stand up against America. They swore on a stack of Bibles. Colin Kaepernick is that's trying to destroy America. Hold on. What happened to Barack Obama? You know, Colin Kaepernick was a black guy playing the race card. But what about Barack Obama? Before there was a Hillary. When Obama was in charge. That black guy in the White House. And yet our country still moved on. But that's beside the point. That's beside the point. You know, so what? What? The opposition is just a bunch of racist douchebags that didn't like the black guy in the White House or something? Huh? What do you think, a bunch of racist douchebags? Yes. Yes, they were. They still are. A bunch of racist douchebags that don't like black guys in the White House. You know? Yes. But they swore on a stack of Bibles. Obama. Barack Hussein Obama was destroying America. Hold on. What about everything Middle Eastern? Do you remember everything Middle Eastern? You know, after the Taliban and Al-Qaeda, and then later on ISIS. They were all out to destroy America. And they're trying to influence destruction of America with Sharia law. You remember Sharia law? The law that says The laws of America, the United States of America, do not apply to those who follow Sharia law, which is a Muslim, Islamic-based group of laws that is supposed to be for the judiciary and all this good stuff, executive and legislative systems and all that. If it wasn't Sharia law, it wasn't an actual law. It wasn't God's law. So therefore, it wasn't an actual law to follow. You know? And so many of the opposition, their claims saying that it was going to destroy Christianity. It was going to destroy our faith. Despite the fact that our faith is still strong today. Despite the fact that it did not happen. But yeah, everything in the form of ISIS, in the form of Al-Qaeda, everything, Sharia law, everything from the Middle East was just fucking evil. Evil! It was destroying America. Hold on. What about everything social media? Do you remember social media was the big thing? Social media and cyberbullying, and keeping kids from playgrounds and any place where they can get molested, I guess. Social media, well, yeah, and then social media was a place where predators could actually see kids online and all this other stuff. And security measures had to be put into place, and they did. And now it's up to false accusations about what's destroying America. And it's not social media. It's not Facebook. It's homosexuals. It's defending Ukraine, supporting Ukraine. It's no longer that. It's not China. It's not anything like that. It's not even Al-Qaeda. It's social media. Social media. That's what's destroying America. The media. Social media. Hold on. What happened to reality TV? Do you remember when reality TV was destroying America? Jersey Shore, Real World, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Who Wants to Marry a Midget, Who Wants to, you know, The Bachelor, The Bachelorette. I think those are still going on. What happened to reality TV? Reality TV was supposed to be the one that was causing everybody to just be, not give a what and be a dick and hate everybody and everything. And it was destroying America. America! Hold on. What happened to those Digitech toys? You know, like Guitar Hero, Bratz dolls, Pokemon, and Tamagotchi. And all these other toys that have you, that were obsessions, you know? They were crazes, you know? They were phenomenal. Total hardcore followings. Pokemon, for example, is something that has a following to this day. There's cards that are valued, you know, up to $20,000 because of certain value points on them. You know, to this day, people are still playing Pokemon, you know. But back in the day, when it was considered paganism, it was considered a game that introduces paganism, antichrist paganism. And if it's antichrist paganism, it's anti-American. It's American. It's a disaster behind. It's what's destroying America. Hold on. What happened to rap music? You remember when rap music was destroying America? I mean, some of you weren't even born, some of you followers, but I know some of you out there as old as I am. You know? And it was rap music. Snoop Dogg, you know, Biggie, Tupac. gangster rap. You remember when it was rap music that was destroying everything? It was all pro-guns and calling women hoes and stuff. And not giving a wah while smoking some wah. You remember when rap music was evil? It was, people swore on a stack of Bibles that rap music was destroying America. Hold on. I remember back in my day when it was metal music that was destroying America. Do you remember metal music? Slayer, Megadeth, Metallica. I was once called a devil worshiper just for wearing an Ozzy shirt. I was 14. I was a little kid. I was listening to Ozzy and I was called a devil worshiper. I mean, I'm not sad about it now. But back then, I was looked at as part of the problem. I was looked at as part of the destruction and decay and corrosion of conformity. I was responsible for it because it was metal music. Metal music that was destroying America. Hold on. What happened to too much TV and B movies? You remember in the 80s before metal became heavy metal and all the way up to the hair bands and all this stuff? And the satanics, the ones that said hair band sucks, all them. Before that, it was too much TV because people were claiming, experts were claiming that there was up to 10, 11 hours of TV watching, you know, sometimes per day, you know, and that it was voluntary enslavement to the boob tube, to the TV, you know. And B movies were a horrible influence in the early, became the horrible influence in the 80s, you know. Breasts, blood, beasts. If the movie didn't have one of all three, or if not all three, nudity, you know, killings and creatures, or at least men that were monsters, you know, committing these sins and crimes. You know, The Warriors was one of them that got a bad rap for that. The Warriors was declared a movie that was inciting gang violence and inspiring gang violence. Superman, starring Christopher Reeves, was teaching children how to kill themselves by jumping out of a building window because they saw Superman do it. And Superman did this transformation, jumping out of a window to the Caped Crusader and flying off. So these kids were actually trying to do, these little toddlers and stuff. There was a toddler that threw himself out of a freaking window trying to be Superman. Movies were evil back then. Movies were the devil. Movies were anti-American. Movies, B movies in particular, and too much TV. That's what was destroying America. Hold on. What happened to disco? Remember disco? Before all of that B-movie bullshit? Remember disco? It inspired drugs. It inspired interracial relationships. It inspired interracial sex. It inspired a whole lot of crap. It was evil. And the music sucked. It was just horrible. Everybody could swear on a stack of Bibles that disco was destroying America. Hold on. What happened to the hippie movement? Drugs, peace, love, dope. Kids ditching duties to become college students just to party instead of working on some kind of future. Oh my God. The flower movement, the hippie movement, and everything that went with it. women burning their bras. And this was the 60s also, so it wasn't just interracial marriages. It was like marrying goats and stuff. You know, cousins. It was sick. Well, that frame of mentality was. But everybody on a stack of Bibles could swear on a stack of Bibles that the hippie movement was destroying America. Hold on. What happened to rock and roll? Remember Elvis the Pelvis? Huh? Biker gangs? Street gangs? Everything concerning rock and roll. We don't care what people say. Rock and roll is here to stay. All this crap. Falling in love with a rebel without a cause. No, Daddy, I love him. All this other shit. What happened to rock and roll being the destruction of our country? The Antichrist. You know? The list can go on and on and on. But I'm going to take it all the way back to here to Easter Sunday, where we have this unique collaboration of Easter, the Passover, and Ramadan. And instead of listening, I'm going to suggest, instead of listening to everybody that swears on a stack of Bibles that something is destroying our country or the world, you know, to remember all of these things that were stated just throughout this past half hour. Okay? And I know it sounds kind of stupid to a lot of people, but remember, you got people that completely outnumber somebody like me, who takes a step back and looks at things and notices all this crap, you know. So much that I honestly believe I have to come out here with a common sense on common ground show, you know. I honestly believe that my part of calming everybody down and looking at things through common sense and trying to meet everybody halfway with common ground, and even if we can't, you know, there's common ground that is met when discussing things such as this. You know, there's a lot of people that have certain preferences of the way they live, with certain no-nos to exclude out of their lives. And some will take it all the way up to the form of hate and making this declaration of it being the worst thing in existence. And it's just downright stupid sometimes, you know. I mean, we understand it, so it's more or less the most part. For the most part, it's just idiotic. Was there anything that had a negative side to it? Yeah, sure. There was a flip side to almost every issue that I just mentioned. That being said, it's very easy to see the world still moves on. And so should we. We should handle everything case by case, but most definitely move on. Instead of just this hate-mongering, wild accusations, you know, of claiming destruction of our existence. It's dumb. And there's a reason, and I bring this up as a reminder, you know, starting with the Anglos, there's a reason why you're not joining the Nazis or the KKK or any other form of hate. It's because you could see the bull crap that they push on you. You could see through the bull crap that they push on you, and you're not the one with the gun in the hand shooting up these locations, shooting out defenseless people, shoppers, school kids, what have you. There's a reason why that you're living the way you are, and that you're not following these people or organizations of hate, because it gets you nowhere. You can see this, and I commend you on that. It's the same thing, same reason why we non-whites don't join gangs or cartels. In my case, there's a reason for it. You know, it does nothing for us. You get high a lot, sure. You get stoned, but you also get, and you get a lot of money, but you also get this party lifestyle where you're losing it, and this scatterbrained mentality from the drugs, you know, to where you're breaking your own family's homes. You're breaking and destroying your own homes, your families. And much like when coming across the law, whether it be a cartel or a gang or a hate organization, you know, once you're apprehended by the law, everybody turns their back on you. You're not a hero. And that's something that you have to realize and you have to live with, and what you have to agree to when you join these people of hate. Should I ever have to join a group of hate, you know, you're encouraged to live this wicked life, but as soon as you get caught, all the doors close on you. You got nothing to show for it to top it all off. You lose everything, and then and that's if you've actually worked something. It's if you've actually built something, created something for yourself. You lose it anyway. Following these people of hate, whether it be through crime or through belief, the main thing you got to focus on is, especially when they start saying that it's destroying America, because it's more than likely not. It's more than likely just something that everybody else disagrees with. And that's all that I want to do for this Easter. Especially concerning the uniqueness of this day, concerning the three major three religions that coincide on this one particular day. You know, it's a joining. And some people don't want to join. Some people who believe one of those three does not want to blend in or celebrate along with the other two. Why? Because they're following hate. Because they believe the other two are responsible for destroying their country, this country, all of our world. It's dumb. I know. And I agree. But it is what's happening. So, for right now, that's all that I'm going to be stating. I hope you all are staying safe out there. There's another wave of COVID supposedly coming after this. It seems to be coming up in waves after an incident like spring break, and now after Easter holiday. Excuse me. It seems to be coming up in waves. So everybody, please just stay safe out there. Don't stop practicing social distancing. Don't stop practicing keeping your hands clean. And y'all keep taking care of yourselves, okay? This is Chris with Chris's Comments, signing out.